Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, Peterisms, where I tell stories of my life and just little things that I have learned as I have grown into the person that I am today. And have you ever just had one of those like perfect days? I have had the most perfect day today. I got up today, and the dogs are like running around. You guys are chasing each other. Come on, Boo Radley. Boo said, I want to be in the video too, Dad. I got up today and I had a bunch of stuff that I had to do, a bunch of errands and stuff. And then my good Judy Tanya Jean, she and I were talking, and she was like, I think I'm going to go to the pool today. No, we don't need to show all that, Boo Radley. She said, do you want to join me? And so I said, sure. And she's like a member of this little country club. And so we went there today, and I got to lay out with my friend all day long. We were in the pool. We just did laps up and down the pool, up and down the pool. It was so much fun. And then I came home and fed these little guys. And my husband has a meeting, and then he'll be home. And I am thinking about making this salad tonight that I used to have at this restaurant. We used to go to this restaurant all the time. It doesn't exist anymore, but it was called Eddie Met Salad. And like Harry Met Sally, you know? And they used to make this enchilada that had like corn in it, and it was like this chipotle dressing. It was delicious. And so I like looked it up, and they still have like one of the menus online. So I looked at everything that was in it, and it's like green pepper and corn and pico de gallo. Do you see this that Boo Radley does? He licks Tucker's back, and the vet told us that that's the way that they give kisses. It's like compassion. Isn't that so sweet? He does it all day long. Okay, so let's get into the meditations for today. Tucker is sitting, look at, he's like right here on my lap. Can you see him? Hello. Welcome to my life of dogs. Okay, should we read from the Daily Book of Positive Quotations today? I think we should. So let's read July 15th. I have to tell you that once I get these videos up and then I go to the store, there is a nap in my future. I'm like gonna eat my salad. I'm gonna sit right here and watch Family Feud, which I do every single night while I eat, and then I'm gonna lay down. If I said right now, like, do you wanna go take an NAP, if I said it to them, they would go running upstairs. They love that. Okay. July 15th, opposition. A certain amount of opposition is a great help to a man. Kites rise against, not with, the wind. John Neal. We like it when other people agree with us, but we tend to make our biggest mistakes when no one offers any alternative ideas for what we're planning to do. Even though we don't like it much when others question our ideas, it's often what prods us to look harder at those ideas, to refine and improve them. I am glad that some people in my life are willing to argue with me, even when, or especially when I'm convinced I know exactly what I'm doing. You know, I've said this for a long time on my channels, that I believe that a good friend is somebody that will tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. And I'm so thankful that I have people in my life like that, you know? And it's not just that I have people in my life that tell me what I need to hear, you know? I mean, in all honesty, they tell me what I want to hear from time to time too. I think you do that in friendships, right? But I have friends of mine that are just, they're so sweet and generous with really wanting me to be the best version of myself. And so they do tell me what I need to hear. You know, they're not like mean about it or hardcore. They're direct, you know? And it's not like that's every conversation that we have, like every day in and out. Whatever, my neighbor's having a birthday party behind here, and they're going to start going crazy because they just walked over. My neighbor's turning 27, and they have a huge water slide going over our whole backyard out there. It's really cool. But anyway, you know, like, and I think the thing that's really awesome about my friends is that, like, we have that as a language. So it goes both ways, you know? Like, we don't, like, my friends and I, especially my friend Tanya and I, we don't ask the other person for their opinion if we really don't want to hear it, you know? I wouldn't ask Tanya, like, what do you think in this situation? You know, I can't imagine, or I can't think of how many times, like, I've gone to her, you know, and I've said to her, like, you know, like, where Alex and I will get into a little tiff or something like that, and I'll say, like, what do you think? And she'll say, I think you owe him an apology. You know, it's just really not that deep. Just go home and apologize to your husband, you know, or something like that, and she'll say, I think you're stressing out about it, or she'll bring something to me, and she'll be like, can I just vent for a little bit while we're driving around? And I'm like, sure, and you know, like, she'll say, what do you think about it? And I'll say, well, I think, you know, and she'll go, oh, I've never looked at it that way, you know, like, you're right, I guess I do need to take some ownership over that. So it's just about being able to have that conversation, that language, you know, as a foundation for a friendship, and that's amazing, right? Because I don't want friends of mine that are always going to kiss my ass, but I also don't want friends of mine that are, like, all the time tearing me apart. Like, there's a happy medium to that. You know, have you ever had the friend that just, like, every conversation you have is like, they talk about how great they are and then they're tearing you down all the time, you know? there have been times in my life when I haven't been a great listener. I have really tried to learn from that and been somebody that is just as giving in friendships as I am as receiving. You know, like when I have a friend of mine that's just like Tanya is very much of a giver, you know, so I try to give back to her as much, or just as much. And, you know, like through the years, I've kind of had to like really work at that as being like a giver in relationships and, you know, like really doing things for my friends and thinking outside the box and whatever. And I think also, you know, we really take our friends and our family for granted. You know, it's like you don't really realize what people mean to you until they're not in your life anymore, you know? And I know that kind of sounds trite to say it, but it's really the truth. You know, you really do. You know, like I never really understood what unconditional love was until my mom had passed away. In all honesty, you know, like I didn't really get what that kind of like the true act of unconditional love was until she was gone. And then I was like, well, I don't have it anymore, you know? And I think that is something that you only get from like a parent figure or a grandparent or an aunt and uncle and things like that, or like a mother of choice kind of things. You know, I think we have lots of those in our lives, but you know, like I don't think we often really realize how much people mean to us until we don't have them. You know, this was really a great learning lesson for me in my life. Was when I would talk about like my friendship with Tanya, or I would talk about like the friends that I had in my life. And every video that I would talk about it on, I would get like 2 to 3 comments from people, which isn't a lot, but it was enough, that would say, I literally have nobody in my life. Like I go to work and I come home and I'm by myself with my animals. I have no friends. I have nobody to talk to. Like my family and I are not close. And you know, it really made me sad. And I really realized in that, like what a gift it is to have family, to have family I get along with, you know, to have friends of mine that I cherish, you know. And, you know, like I talk about this all the time, like there's always kind of this joke about the mother-in-law, you know. I got so blessed. I have such an amazing mother-in-law. I mean, I was so blessed to marry into this family, and Alex always says the same thing about my family as well. I mean, like we just like both of our families are so welcoming of the other person. You know, Alex's mom always refers to me as her son when she introduces me to people, you know. I don't know, it's just like I feel so blessed, and I don't ever want to forget that, you know. And I think sometimes when we go out in the world and we're seeing strangers in grocery stores and we smile and whatever, it's like we're sometimes nicer to strangers. I heard this actually, this was like a Maya Angelou thing, I think, or maybe it was a Toni Morrison thing I heard when she was on Oprah, where, you know, it's like we are nicer to the people that are strangers to us than the people that we should be nice to, which, you know, are our friends and our family. Like, we really should be bringing that home and treating our loved ones like that. You know, how often do we sit there and we listen to somebody go on for a half an hour that we really don't care to listen to them, but we're gracious enough to listen to it. But then we come home and it's like, you know, like our kids or our family or our mom is going on and you're like, okay, I gotta go. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't have time for this. And those are really the people that we should be giving that time to. So I don't know, maybe today think about somebody in your life, you know, that you kind of tend to take for granted, and maybe do something special for them or spend a little extra time, maybe even 5 minutes, you know, with them. All right, let me read one more meditation, and I'm going to pick this from, I'm going to read from the Melody Beatty, Journey to the Heart. Let's see, July 15th. July 15th, delight in yourself. Stop picking on yourself, worrying if you're good enough. This is so funny because in my drama video yesterday, I said that somebody had commented on my video. Literally, it's just falling apart in pieces at this point. But somebody had commented on my video and they said, you're too much. And they said, I love you, but you're just too much. Like, you need, like, they didn't say tone it down, but like that was basically what they were saying, you know? And I was saying that in my video yesterday, like all my life, I have received that from people. Tone it down. God, you're so loud. Quiet, hold it down. All my life, this is like, I've always had people do this to me. I hate it, right? And I've always been too much. Like, as a little kid, walking into a room, and then I can remember I would be like so excited, you know, like I would be like, la 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 la, and someone would be like, Boo Radley, you're too much. And then, his little face, watch. But, you know, like, all my life, like, I'd be so excited. I'd be like, you know, like, I can remember this woman that I worked with, you know, like, and I looked up to her and I needed her validation so much, and I really don't know why. I like look back on it and I think, why her, you know, did I need it from? I've told this story in here before, but, You know, like I would come into work and I'd be like singing and dancing, and she just kind of looked like side-eye me, kind of like, what is going on with you? And she always had everything was together and it was perfect and everything like that, you know? And I don't know, maybe there was something about that perfection that was I don't know, a redeeming quality to me when I saw it, you know? But we were both getting our master's degrees at the same time, and I used to go, Cafe Patache, but it was a different one at the time, like it was like a Saturday or a Sunday, and she was with like a study group, and I was like with some friends, because I had like gone out the night before, and so like we went to brunch the next day, and I saw her. Well, this place that we go to brunch still to this day is very loud, okay? Like they compare it to like a college, like, what do you call it? Not dorm room, but what do you call them? Like, union hall, okay? That's what it's supposed to be, like an adult union hall. It's loud, it's art, like there's art on the walls, it's very loud, right? So she's sitting there with like 3 other people. I was so excited to see her. Like I just was like, like, you know, like Toni Morrison says, like when a child walks in a room, they're looking to see, do your eyes light up? And I feel like all my life I've looked to people that way. Like when I walk in a room, do your eyes light up? Like, are you excited to see me? Are you happy to see me? And I remember I looked over at her and I was like, oh my God, there she is, you know? And I was like, hey, how are you? And I was kind of like, hey, what's up, you know? And she looked at me and she didn't wave, she didn't say hi, she never introduced me to them. And she looked at me and this is what she did. She went, and all my life I have been told to hold it down. You're too much. When you walk into a room, you're too much, blah, 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 whatever, right? And I've always allowed it to kind of restrain me, and I'm not doing it anymore. I'm just not. Like, that's something I've slowly decided over the last couple of years, you know? So that's funny that was yesterday. I talked about that in the video, and then it goes into delight in yourself. July 15th, delight in yourself. Stop picking on yourself, worrying if you're good enough, wondering what people will see if you let them see your heart. This is what they'll see, that you are a lovable and delightful soul, a beautiful child of God. Be yourself and accept yourself, warts, waistline, and all. You don't have to sit up that straight, be that proper, or fear what others may see. Let your imperfections show, share them, love yourself anyway, relax and be who you are. When you do that, your life will be fun and a joyful gift to others. People who comfortably accept who they are, both their flaws and their good points, are healing, delightful, and fun to be around. Look at any work of nature, a canyon, a flower, a bird, a mountain, or a forest trail. Where does the perfection begin and imperfection end? It's the combination that makes a perfect scene. So it is with you. So it is with you. Relax. Lighten up. Let go of shame and fear. The whole picture is perfect and perfectly okay. I love that so much. And you know, it's so funny because I've been going to the pool a lot. I've been having so much fun going to the pool. I had to go and buy, I got this bathing suit. It's a Speedo brand, not a Speedo. They're trunks, okay? But it's an XXL. And I've been like so fighting buying an XXL, but my other bathing suits are like really tight on me right now, and they're XLs. And I like these Patagonia ones, which really run rather large anyway, you know? And so I was like, God, this one's even kind of tight. But I was at Target one day, and so I was looking through the bathing suits, and they have these Speedo ones, and they're just red trunks that say Speedo on the side of them. And I was like, I want to get these, even though they're 2XL, and be comfortable in them. And so I did, and they fit perfectly, which is embarrassing. But I've put on like 25, 30 pounds, okay, since the COVID. And I went up to the pool, and like Alex and I went. I was so comfortable, and I've been going to the pool like literally like every day, every other day. And I'm really, because you know, the end of the summer always comes, I'm like, I didn't do anything summery. I didn't go to the pool. I didn't use the pool this year. I mean, we have a free pool. I should use it whenever I want, right? So I was like, I'm going to really start using this pool this year and going out and whatever. And I'm like so blessed that I get up and it's like, you know, I can go to the pool for a couple hours and come home and film videos. I mean, what a blessed life I live. Like, what an amazing life, you know? Like, just have life beyond my wildest dreams. So anyway, I went to Target the other day, and they had another one. I bought another one that was a 2XL that was, it was on sale for like it said $14.99, and then I got it up there, and it was for sale for $24. But I still thought $24, $24.99 for a bathing suit was pretty good, you know? So anyway, but I was telling Tanya today, and I was telling my cousin Caroline this too on the phone, because they both go to the pool a lot. And I was like, you know, this is the heaviest I've ever been in my entire life, and probably the least self-conscious I've ever been. And I'm just going to the pool and splashing around and having fun. I'm like in the pool the whole time, right? Laying out, listening to my music and my AirPods, you know. I mean, I just am having such a blast. And I don't, like, I get there and I just take my shirt off immediately. I don't really think about, like, anybody looking at me and how heavy I am. I just don't care. I've had so much fun, you know, and I don't want to get to a point of, like, body acceptance where I'm just like, I don't care if I lose weight because it's not healthy for me, because I do want to eat healthier. But at the same time, I don't want my weight to stop me from doing things. And I can honestly say for the first time in a long time, like, I don't feel that way. I honestly don't. You know, I have to go to some things this weekend and I'm like, well, I need to go buy a pair of jeans that fit because I don't have any jeans that fit right now. You know what I mean? But it's like, I'm not going to let it get me down. I'm just not, you know, and I'm not going to let it stop me from doing things. I'm going to live my life. There were so many years that I used my weight and my social anxiety as a point of me not doing things. And I've talked a lot about my social anxiety, but they go hand in hand a little bit. Because I was so fearful to go to places anyway, because I was worried what people would say when I gained a lot of weight through the years. You know, I was worried that people would say, oh, he's gained a lot of weight, look at him, you know, like, oh my God, whatever, you know. Until I realized I wasn't really that important. You know, I'm not that important that people are always talking about me. And if they are, and they're that cruel that they put somebody down for their physical attributes, then I don't really care what they have to say anyway. I mean, my mother always taught me, don't value the opinion of those people you don't value to begin with. So if they're going to talk about me that way, then okay, whatever. I'm not going to miss out on opportunities in my life anymore, because this is stopping me. I mean, and I'm the one that has to do something about that, right? But I refuse to allow it to let me not enjoy my life. I want to enjoy my life. And this summer, I've really just like gone to the pool and been like, screw it. You know, nobody cares anyway. You know, I'm almost 50 years old. Nobody's looking at me thinking, you know, oh my God, he gained so much weight. Look at that 2XL bag. Nobody cares. Nobody cares, you know? And so I have been able to delight in myself this year and just really enjoy my body and get up every single day and be like, oh my God, I can like go to the pool and walk outside and water my plants. I'm having a blast. I'm having such a blast this summer, you know, and it's been such freedom for myself. And so anyway, you know, I say in my vlog every day that to say every night before you go to bed that tomorrow, you know, I'll wake up and I'll have an amazing day. But when you get up in the morning and say, today is going to be an amazing day. I'm going to be happy, joyous, and free all day today. Well, that saying happy, joyous, and free comes from a 12-step program. And, but, you know, when we talk about free, there's so many different ways that there is freedom. And freedom from one's own body, I think, is a huge one. You know, that, like, I have felt confined within the heaviness of my body for quite some time, and this is a whole other video, right? But I don't want it to let me, I don't want to allow it anymore, and I think that's the appropriate word to use, allow it. I don't want to allow it anymore to stop me from really enjoying my life, and I did that for a long time. I'm just not doing it anymore. You know, I'm just not going to do it anymore. So anyway, delight in yourself, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.